So in this video, I'll teach you how to create custom invoices using make.com. So if you probably have customers that you want to send invoices to, but they have different names and different invoice numbers. So you can actually employ this method to create an automated system that can send them invoices probably on daily basis or hourly basis or in just depending on the time interval you want to send the invoices. So what I'll be doing here is I'll be showing you how this works and then we'll go through step-by-step process of building this. So I'll run this first of all and we'll see how it works. So I'll click on run. So it's creating the invoice for the first person and sending the mail, right? So it's creating the invoice for the second person and then sending the mail. So let me just walk you through what this workflow does. So we are picking the name and other details from a Google Sheet. So this is the Google Sheet you are picking the details from, right? So the first name, the last name, the email, invoice number, and address. So we are using this to create a custom email using this template. So this is the template I'll be using, right? So we have invoice number. So this is like a placeholder where we replace the invoice number. So replace first name, last name, address. So these curly braces are used as placeholder to um, store the values that we're going to be sending to the template. Okay. So after that, we are downloading the document. That's the document we just created. Okay. So we create a template using these details, and then we download that document as a PDF file. So if I open this, so you can see that I'm downloading the document as a PDF file, and then I'm uploading it to Google Drive. So if I go to my Google Drive, let's go to invoices. Okay, so you can see we have invoice number 342. So by the time we come here, we'll see that this is 34222. So let's look at the name, Barbara Scott, and we have the same name here. We have the address too, right? So what it does is basically fills the invoice template with the details that we have here. So if I should go back and check the other one, so we can see we have the invoice number from this, and then we have the name Brooke Lewis, right? So if I should open my mail, so I actually sent it to my email. So if I open my email, so let me show you how it looks like in my mailbox. Okay. So this is the invoice with the mail I just sent. So this last part of the workflow is sending a mail to each of the customers, right? Using the email, the first name, last name as a subject, and then this is the email body. So let's go back to the email. So as you can see, um, hey Barbara Scott. So you can see I have a placeholder here that fills the first name and the last name. Okay. So it says, hey, first name, last name, your invoice is ready. Please find attached for your reference. So if I go back to the email, it says, hey, Baba Scott, your invoice is ready. Please find attached. Attach the email. So that's what we'll be building today. So let's get started. So I'll create another scenario. Let's go back to scenarios. Okay. So the first module we're creating is the Google Sheet, right? Because we want to read our details from our Google Sheet. So you can also set this to watch for rows, but I already have some details in my Google Sheet. So I'll just search rows and then bring them out. Okay. So I'll click on search rows. So you have to make a connection. So I already made my connection. So I will copy my sheet ID, which is this. So the sheet ID is from this slash to slash edit. So okay, so I can actually just select it, the name of the sheet here, because the name of the sheet is actually invoice. So I'll select the sheet name, contains header, yes, column range, blah blah blah, and then click OK. All right. So if I should run this, let's see what we get. Okay. So as we can see, we are getting the details from the sheet: the first name, the last name, the email, the invoice number, address, name, blah blah blah. Right. So now we have those details. So what we need to do now is to create invoices for those details using the template we already have. So this is the template, and we have placeholders for invoice number, first name, last name, address. All right. So I'll create another module and I'll go to Google Docs. So I'll just type in docs, right? Then click on show more, and then click on create a document from a template. So I'll click on this, right? So let me see. If I drop down my drive, okay, which is correct. Now choose the document. So the name of my document is invoice sample, which is this invoice sample, right? So now it will be populated with the placeholder that I have here. So make will automatically show me the placeholders that I have here, right? So I have invoice number, I have name, first name, last name, and address. So make will automatically show me this and ask me for the values that I want to replace these placeholders with. So I'll go back. My invoice number should be the invoice number from the Google Sheet. My first name should be the first name. The last name should be the last name, and then the address should be the address. Okay. So I'll also create a title for this. So the title I want to create here is let's call this invoice for first name, last name. Okay. So I'll choose a folder. So I've already created a folder, so I'll choose invoices and then click OK. Okay. All right, so let's run this and let's see what we get. So it's creating the first invoice, creating the second invoice. So if I should open this, so let's see the operations that we have. So we can see invoice for first name, last name, right? So let's see the output bundle. So if we look at this web link, let's copy one of them. Let's copy this and let's paste it here. So we'll see what we created. Okay, so as we can see, we have the invoice number field. So it's no longer showing the placeholders, right? So it's showing now the invoice number, the first name, the last name, and the address. So as opposed to what we have here, which is the first name, last name, and address as placeholders. Okay. So now we have this done. Let's create another module that will download these documents. Right. So click on Google Docs. Okay, yeah. So we'll click on Google Docs and we download a document. So we're going to choose the document ID. So let's save the document in this, right? And let's save as PDF. Sorry. So this should be our document ID, not the folder. Okay. So let's go back to, okay, let's remove this and let's use document ID here. Right. So click on OK. Right. So this will download the document. And after downloading the document, we want to upload to Google Drive. So I'll create another module and type in Drive, then click on Show More and then upload a file. Okay. So let's enter the folder that, okay, let's select from a list. So let's my drive, then the location should be invoices, right? And then let's download the document. So it seems we have an error here. So let me go back here. Okay, let's map and see. File name. Okay. Okay. So we are taking the file name from here, the document that we just created, and the data is the template that was created. So click on OK. So let's run this workflow and see what happens. Okay, the first one is done. So the second one is done. Okay, let's go to our invoices folder and let's see what we've created. So let me refresh this. Okay, so we just created these two right now. So this is 957. So let me open this and see what we have. Okay, so this is the document we just created from the template. So we are saying the first name, the last name, the address, the invoice number, right? So the last module that we can add to this workflow is the email addresses. So we want to create the invoices and we want to send them to the customers, right? So I'll create another module, which is let's type in Gmail and send the mail. Okay. So if you're doing this for the first time, to actually tell you to make a connection. So I've already made my connection. So I'll add the recipient, right? And the recipient should be the email address from our sheet. Then we can say the subject, hi, let's just say hi, first name, last name. Hi, first name space, last name. So let's say your invoice is ready. Okay. Now let's create the content. So we can also say, hey, first name, last name, your invoice is ready. Please find attached. I'll be waiting for your payment. Okay, so let's add the attachment. So the attachment will be the file that we just downloaded. Yeah, which is this, the Google downloaded file. Or we can also map, right? We can also map. This is the file name that is coming from this module. So let me click OK. So it seems we are having uh, okay. So let's try this. So let me open this and see. Sorry, let me see the data coming from this. Okay, so what we're looking for is the file name. So let's go back to this. Let's see, this will actually work and this will also work. So let's just go with this and click OK. Right, so the emails, I'm going to be looking at it from two emails, this and this. So let me run this, right, and see. So it's processing the first invoice. So I should receive the first mail. So let me go to my mailbox and see. All right, so I have the first mail, which is for Barbara Scott. Okay, so if I should open the first mail, so this is the invoice, right? And hey, Barbara Scott, invoice, please find attached. I'm waiting for your payment. So let's look at the second mail for Brooke Lewis. So this is the one I used. This is the email I used. So I'll click on my Gmail. So let's see. Okay. So this is the mail for Brooke Lewis. So let's open this. Let's open. Okay, so it says, "Hey Brooke Lewis, your invoice is ready. Please find attached. I'll be waiting for your payment. Thanks." So let's open the invoice and see. So as you can see, we have the invoice number, the name, and the address. So that's basically how you can automatically create custom invoices using Make and um, using Make.com, right? So you can also add probably like an open AI model here that will help you to write out the email in a more appealing way, right? So this is just like a simple way to do it, right? So that will be it from me. So see you in the next video.